Well, it's Friday, April 14th. I'm going to head out and do a little shed hunting. Got to get the battle wagon unloaded here and the truck parked. I had to gear up. Hopefully we can get out and find a few brown ones today. Only going to be about 40, so I got to layer up some clothes. I'm rolling down the road on my four-wheeler and I see what looks like a really big mule deer shed. It's been there, I think it's last year's, but kind of right by that stump in the middle there. I'll slip over here and grab it real quick. I think it's muley. Nice little mule deer shed for the Black Hills. Definitely an old jockey guy. Been there a few years. I think I'm going to leave that for Mother Nature to enjoy. Well, I've stripped off some layers. Going to go hike around some ridges here. I'm in great elk country out here in the middle of the burn area. I did find an old burr, looks like a raghorn, last year probably, and it got all chewed up. I'm just going to leave it here in the basket, but hopefully I'll find some fresh ones. Well, I struck out on spot 1 despite putting in a lot of miles, so going on to spot 2, see if we can find some others. Well, I'm over at spot number 2. Didn't have any luck on the first spot, so gonna have myself a little snack first, energize up, then I'm gonna head out and see if I can find some. My girl's always good at getting me some meat, cheese, and crackers, so gonna have a little snack and get going. Tell you, you're a lucky man indeed if you find a good woman. Now, I'm as lucky as they get, so mine takes great care of me. Well, I've been hiking for a while now, and I just popped over a hilltop, and down below me here I see an elk shed. Just right up here. It might be last year's, I can't tell, so we'll go take a look. Oh, that's this year's. Sweet. Boy, look at that. Looks like he probably shed 2 weeks ago as well. It's a nice little 5-point. Decent mass, funky curls. I was in here with my wife a couple of days ago up over where I ate lunch. She can't hike too well. She's had ACL reconstruction on both her knees, and so she's pretty limited on what she can do right now, just due to arthritis. But I found a 6-point shed, a little raghorn with her the other day. And now I've got this nice brownie as well. So at least finding a few sheds. Snow is just now retreating to where we can get out in the hills. And I think I see a brown antler. Hopefully it's not a stick that's going to fool me. Sorry about that. Try and show you where it is. The big tree is right up on this hillside up here. We'll slide on up there and see if it is one. Not a real big one, just a funky little 5-point. Nice. I guess it's a small 6, huh? It's this year's though. So just a nice little antler. Did you see a bull go through? I swore I saw one with antlers in there.
Look at that. That hillside's still moving. That amusing.
Yeah. That doesn't look like he just had one antler. I can't tell for sure.
That's amazing. Yeah, there's a couple with their antlers still.
Well, I dropped my wife off this morning. She had had enough of getting bounced around on the four-wheeler. So I slipped off into one of these other areas here this afternoon. It's about 3 o'clock now. My goal with this hike was to take the path of most resistance. The area I'm in, within a half mile of me, there's probably been 10 different people shed hunting in here over the last 20 days. So I got to look for those areas that most people just won't go into. So I'm going to stomp around in here. There's been lots of rubs. I got elk droppings all over the place, so I know elk use the area. Just have to hope one of them was here when its antlers fell off. I was slipping along here and I spotted something white sticking up. It's going to be an old antler, but at least it's hope. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, either broke off or chewed off, but it's old. A couple of years anyway. It's still brown on that side. So he obviously broke it fighting, so looks like it was last year's, maybe 2 years ago. I'll go ahead and carry it out of here though. Well, I'm walking along in usual fashion, looking 400 yards ahead, and about trip over an old deer shed there. Pretty nice one, but probably a year or two old. Yeah, every bit of that. I'll go ahead and carry it out as well though. Well, so far only one brown, but there's no such thing as a bad day of shed hunting. Every day I get out and hike and enjoy the great outdoors. I love celebrating it. We're so blessed to be born in a country where our founding fathers designated so much of our land as public use. And we can go out and do these sorts of activities that most people around the world never get to do. Shed hunting for me is as close as it gets for adults to Easter egg hunting, and I've been addicted to it for 20 years. Well, I'm out trying to do one last shed hunt, and I'm rolling down the road, and the sun's at a different angle than what I've been in here before because it's about noon. And I look off over to my right, and I see what I can only describe as that low-hanging fruit. Got an elk shed down here. It's a little raghorn, but I take them all. Not a big antler by any means, but still fun to find. Ooh, he hasn't been on the ground very long either. That may not have been here when I was in here the other day. That looks pretty fresh. Still always fun to find one. Well, it might be tough to see with the GoPro, but I've been four-wheeling around for a little while. It's about 3 in the afternoon. I just came around a bend, and there's got to be 500 elk on this hillside over here. I don't know if you can see them all. There's elk up on the skyline over there, and they stretch all the way back through that meadow. I tried counting and I quit after 100 or so. That whole hillside just full of them. Well, that's going to do it for me this year for shed hunting. It's time to get started catching some fish. Found some great sheds, got a lot of exercise, burned off some of my baby fat, so that's always a good thing. I appreciate you watching, thanks, and hit that subscribe button.